1 Peter 2:5. You are living stones. There's Brian the Vapour, is it? Looks like the government are getting ready to defend the stones. There's talk of revolution. Yeah, do you know how a living stone? Think about it. If a mountain is a stone, if you leave it there for long enough, it crumbles and turns to dust. If you have a shit, it goes hard in the sun and then it crumbles and turns to dust. If you die, you crumble and turn to dust unless, I'll show you why, acid.
Carbon. So
Acid.
you have
Unless the acid, I forget how to pronounce it, but there's a Japanese people in the bog. There's loads of acid. Look, hasn't turned to stone, hasn't dried out, it's preserved now. So when you walk past the stones that are carved, the acid in your body is leached from the body into the stones, and it goes up to mold in his leaves. That's his technology. Because know ye not that ye are gods. God carved us out of the dust of the earth and the stones. That's thousands of years old. It hasn't turned to dust because of the acids. They put acids on it to preserve it. Look, thousands of years old. So you can imagine an entity that uses a pyramid and all the stone carvings to suck all the juice into the took all your acid out of it, chlorophoric acid or something like that. If you look up the Japanese village or look up the Fountain of Youth, and there's a village in Japan, but they put a big stone outside it, and now people are getting heart diseases. A carved stone, you shall not take a tool upon a stone. If you take a tool upon a stone, you have polluted it. So the acid, see, they're telling lies in here. I just heard them telling a person, when you go into the bog, I don't know why people don't take a bath every evening in actual bog juice. Because look what it does to people's skin. If this is how it preserves your skin for thousands of years, look. And it's a known fact that the boggers live longer than the people that live in the cities. It's an actual fact. If you're a bog leaper and you live down in the country in the asshole of nowhere and you sing when you're talking and you live with the cows, you will live longer than I probably will. No, that's not a fact. I'm gonna live for quite some time. Look at the family resemblance. He's not as pretty as me. Definitely not as pretty as me, look. But you know, when you come out here, these people are they're preserved in the acids in the bog. And another of them, but other factors as well. But you are living stones, you should not take a tool upon a stone. If you take a tool upon a stone, they'll have polluted it. So to pollute it is to take it. So what happens is you have an acid in your body that keeps your skin supple and it sucks that out of you. You are vapour that passes away in time, said the Lord. What is man but vapour? Yeah? So it all makes sense and it's all scientific. I'm not plucking it out of my arse. So you think about inside your body, you're after eating a lot of food. And then when you shit it out, there's a force, see that? That's a tool upon a stone, that's a no-no. When you have a shit, it goes dry, rock hard, and then it turns to dust. The same with a mountain, the same with you. That's why the Lord says you are living stones. He's giving us clues. Now this is my ancestor. My ancestors used to wear these belts. These are my family, it belong to me. This stuff here that the Dannon has on show, look. This belongs to my ancestors. These are the belts, the gold belts of the king. But they look like, there's also a sound, a harmonic resonance to them, look. If you look at a tuning fork, they look like a tuning fork as well. So we used to wear a big wolf one. Everyone knows me back in the day, but I had a big huge wolf talk here, and I had a big huge wolf talk around my arm. A big silver one and a big gold one. And when I used to walk through the magnetic sensors in the airport, it wouldn't set it off. And they used to keep making me walk back and forth through it, because they couldn't explain why it wouldn't. And if you listen to the Bible, they say the mother's law, she will be wisdom. She will be an ornament of grace around your neck. Talks. at the ornament of grace of God. So see, you're supposed to have an ornament because if you're listening to the Bible, it says you must apologize your mother's law. She will honour you, she will preserve you. So if you have an ornament of grace around your neck, a torque, because of the electromagnetic fields and because of the whatever mob and the children of Cain Moabites are doing, they're doing something to us harmonically. If you go in, when the Romans and all came over, they were heathen bastards. They bang on their shields and swear curse at you and shout curses at you, harmonics. Still to this day they do it in the prisons. People's hair fall out, they get rashes and all because the screws are constantly being abusive and cursing. And they have a key on the end of a chain that they shake all the time. And they use the cell door as a shield. And they bang the key on the door, and then when they open the door, they start cursing at you. They get abusive. You can't say nothing to them. And they stand down the end of the land and gossiping all the time like women. Everything they're not supposed to do in the Bible, they do because they're the damn tribe. They tried to kill me in prison a while ago, and I wait to go back to court in a few days, up on the 9th, for reading the Bible and getting up in town, and for reading the Bible in a coffee shop, and for saying I support Donald Trump. They're three of the charges they have me up on. But they didn't charge me with that, they charged me with threatening and abusive behaviour. The threatening and abusive behaviour I commit in this state is to speak the truth and expose the damned for what they are, and expose the liars. Now, I can't speak to anyone in this town because they try and label me mentally ill. So when I go into prison, they put me in a cell with 3 people. All the cells have 3 people. The 3 people in the cell, a spirit, an entity, can possess 3 people at once. People in this, listen, bear with me. People in this town reckon that Merchant's Key is Hogwarts. Yeah? Hogwarts is like, but a real Hogwarts for training proper real witches, yeah? They stick needles in their arms. They take simmerfanes. Simmerfanes are pharmaceutical poison. Pharmaceutical means sorcery. Now there's the pharmaceutical industry in this country and all the people that are on drugs, eventually, when they're on Zimmos, they end up in a cell. So, sorcerers and sorcery witches, they work with brooms and witches' spells and spiritual attachments. So they always have 3 in a cell. An entity can possess 3 people at once. So after a while, if you go into that cell and you start to get into the mindset, you start to think like them, you start to talk like them, you start to get on the drugs, you're possessed. Start what they call peer pressuring you to go on the drugs, or peer pressuring you to gossip, or peer pressuring you to talk about something in a gang. That's what they're like. And all the while, they're working with the screws, loads of them. They're best mates with the screws, they tell the screws everything. As soon as your back is turned, they tell everything to the screws. I was reading the Bible. This is what one of them done to me one day, yeah? He got a Bible, he says, I got a Bible in, I got a Bible. I was trying to get a load of Bibles off the priest. And what the priest done is went straight up to the doctors and told them I was ill because I was teaching the Bible in the yard. He wasn't teaching the Bible, he's coming around with a handful of bribes, giving people sweets and runners and all that, so they tried to knock me off. So the fella turned around and he said, asked me loads of questions about the Bible and I answered them truthfully. And then he went over to the ACO and says, he's nuts, put him up on D2. So eventually after having loads of rucks and arguments with them and all stuff like that, they put me up on D2. And he wanted me to talk to them. And I wouldn't talk to them. I don't speak to them. I says, today, I just had a piece of paper saying, today I am observing the Christian faith, vow of silence. Please respect the faith. It's my God-given, my constitution and my human right to remain silent. And I handed him the piece of paper. That went on for a month. Eventually, the psychiatrist that I wouldn't speak to, he turned out to be alright in the end. He was flipping. He's going, we'll keep you here for 20 years if you don't speak to us. So I wouldn't speak to them. See, this is the thing what annoys me. That's why I don't talk to people. People in this country, they go into the police station for a few hours and they spill the beans. They rat everything they do. They can't keep their mouth shut. I was up on D2 for a month and I didn't speak to anyone. And then I talked to him about 5 minutes and he says, there's nothing wrong with you, off you go. And I went home. Then they tried to kill me, the screws did. When they let me off D2, the screws tried to kill me and throw me down the stairs. There's an external investigation supposed to be going on about what happened because it was all on camera. They let me out. I was the only person out of the landing, and then he jumped on me.